Hi, I'm Bridget Esslinger with the Health and Wellness Bootcamp. Today we are going to talk about reducing your toxic load, which is episode 3 in the Health Warrior series. So stay tuned, you don't want to miss this. Hi, welcome back. Today is the third episode in a series of what I'm calling my Health Warrior series. And we really dive in and talk about what we can do to be overall healthy in our lives and what wellness means to us. And so you can live a full, abundant life. So let's dive in today. Today we're going to talk about reducing your toxic load. And this can be pretty daunting at times when we think about our day-to-day lives and how many toxins we come in contact with. And toxin is such a harsh word. So we're going to talk about what that means, what you can do in your day-to-day life, in your environment, for your body, and in your nutrition, how you can reduce that toxic load and really help your body out. So what is a toxin? It simply is something harmful found in the environment. We're surrounded by toxins, and when somebody says that word, you might think of something really nasty, but the fact of the matter is there's things right in our homes that we don't consider toxic that really are toxic to our bodies. So we're going to talk about that today. By the word toxin, it encompasses everything from your digestive tract to your metabolic byproducts. It's things that pass through our skin, maybe pass through our bodies completely, or it can actually build up in our bodies, and it can collect and create problems for us, which over time, you might not think of it, but as time goes on and those things collect in your body, can be very disruptive to your overall health and wellness. So what do I mean by that? So it could be things that we orally, if you ingest something, if it's absorbed maybe through your skin, or maybe we breathe it in our lungs. It gets into our lung system. So those are 3 routes that toxins can get into our body. And our skin is our largest detoxification organ. It eliminates the toxins in the waste. So when you think about when you're working out and you sweat, or if you're sick and you run a fever, your body is expelling toxins through your skin. Something to keep in mind. We have hair on our skin, we have hair on our nostrils. Those types of things really help to, I'll say, filter out the toxins that you may come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. So when toxins end up in the body, in your gut, that's really where we start to see the problems arise. So our gut, remember, is your immune system, and there will be a whole nother episode where I really talk about your immune system and what that means. But for today, simply put, your immune system resides in your digestive tract, which is your gut. So when toxins accumulate there, and you're thinking, wow, how can toxins accumulate there? They do, and over time, our bodies do such a great job of talking to us. And we need to do a better job of listening to what our bodies are telling us. So if you start to see a rash, maybe you've been diagnosed with eczema, maybe you have acne, maybe you have psoriasis, that is truly your body sending you a message, communication, that we need to listen to and find out what the overall problem is. And at the end of the day, sometimes that could really be just a buildup of toxins in our gut. Hopefully that makes sense. So let's really think about, in a day in the life of an average person, how many toxins can you really come in contact with? And there's so many. There are so many. So let's think about this. Everyone takes a shower, so we have shampoo and conditioner. Everyone uses soap, so you either have a bar of soap, maybe you have a body scrub, something of that nature, maybe a body wash, and we all probably put on some form of deodorant, and we have lotions. Maybe we nourish our skin and moisturize our skin after we get out of the shower. Maybe perhaps you used a shaving cream today. Gentlemen who shave every day are probably more prone to this. Maybe women use some kind of a shaving cream or product. What about perfume and fragrances? And I'm going to talk about fragrances later on, and so you'll want to make sure you listen about the word fragrance and what that really means. Makeup, facial creams, makeup remover. What about our laundry detergent, your dryer sheets, toothpaste, mouthwash, your personal care activities. So this encompasses a lot. Maybe you have your hair done, you have your hair colored, you get a perm. What about our nails? Nail polish, fake nails, you use acetone to remove them, acrylic nails, permanent makeup, or even tattoos. Those are some heavy toxins that get put into our body permanently if you're getting tattoos or permanent makeup. So we also have dish soap, your dishwasher soap, what ends up on your dishes that you eat off those dishes. Air fresheners, again, this is another big broad spectrum. It can be candles, air fresheners, Glade plug-ins, the little trees you hang in your car. It can be so many things when we talk about air fresheners. And cleaning supplies, again, this is such a broad range of product. So there's too many to list here, but you get the gist of what I'm saying. Anything that you would use to clean in your home or clean your body. And then water bottles. We don't really think of them as being toxic, but they do have, some plastic byproducts that do leach into the water you may be drinking. Something to consider here. Or cooking in plastic containers is another big one. We shouldn't be putting plastic containers and putting them in the microwave and heating them up, and those chemicals leach into our food, and then again we digest them, it ends up into our gut and impacts our immune system. What about antibiotics or over-the-counter medications? Again, it's not something that was made for us, it was man-made for something. And our contaminated food sources, which I'm really going to dive into. So that's a pretty comprehensive list of toxins that we come in contact with on a daily basis, and maybe in some of these instances multiple times a day. So when you think about that and what your body is trying to do for you, whether it is internally or externally, your skin or your liver, trying to detox all of those chemicals that you may come in contact with. So I'll give you just a short statistic here. All of these chemicals on an average day, a human could come in contact with well over 5,000 chemicals. That's pretty profound. All right, so environmental toxins. I already went over how much we come in contact with those, so let's talk about what this means and what it can do to us. Environmental toxins have been linked to a whole host of health conditions and problems. Some I've already mentioned, but diabetes, obesity, gut dysbiosis, and the immune system, which I've already touched on. We are so susceptible to autoimmune diseases because, again, all of this resides in our gut. So we really want to do our best to keep ourselves healthy and keep the toxins out of our day-to-day life. I talked about our contaminated food sources. So when we say, let's talk about what's in our dirt, what makes its way into our food supply? How is a crop grown? How's it harvested? How is it processed? How does it end up into what we eat on a day-to-day basis? And again, that's in our digestive tract, which is your gut, which is your immune system. So do you see how all this is coming together? So you might have symptoms such as nausea, vomiting, diarrhea, intestinal pain, or other issues. Again, we talked about the skin issues. Your body will talk to you, and we, again, just need to become better listeners. So what about the toxins inside of our home? Let's start there. Chemicals hide in unlikely places, and I'm going to touch on just a few that seem to be in more places than most. So the first one is bleach, and we think of bleach as being our friend. It, helps sanitize things, helps make things white and bright, but did you know that it is linked to respiratory issues? It is a harmful chemical. What about formaldehyde? It is in most all-purpose cleaners, it's in fabric softeners, and it is a known carcinogen. That is something you definitely don't want to be in contact with on a daily basis. And what about phthalates, the plastic byproducts? I talked about that, your water bottles. It's also in cosmetics, perfumes, soaps, hairsprays, nail polish, shampoos, conditioners, detergents. I mean, it's in a whole host of things, and they are a potential hormone disruptor. We don't want our hormones to be disrupted. We need those to be, good hormones. We need those for good health and wellness for everyday life. And when our hormones are disrupted, everything else is disrupted as well. So I say all that, most people are educated on reading a food label. We all know sometimes, not that we really abide by it, but we'll turn a package over. We may look at the nutritional ingredients, the nutritional facts or the supplemental facts, but do you really take the time to sit and look at the ingredient listing on a product that you're cleaning with or a product that you're applying to your body? Maybe your laundry soap. What about your hairspray, shampoos or conditioners, your shaving creams? What about your perfume that you spray on every day? Are you really looking at the nutritional label or the ingredient listing on those packages? I challenge you, give that a try. Next time you go to use a personal care product of your choice or a cleaning product, just simply see if you can find that ingredient listing on that product. It's a great challenge, and I think you might really surprise yourself. Many of these chemicals that are in our personal care products and our household products are generally regarded as safe, meaning that the Food and Drug Administration says that they're safe. So Roundup is deemed safe. So again, just because it is deemed safe does not mean it is not toxic. It is toxic to our bodies. And I'll just go back to the labels on those products that you may be using. There is probably a material safety data sheet, or just a safety data sheet they're calling them, MSDS or SDA, that will tell you what type of personal protection equipment that you should have when handling that product. More times than not, we probably aren't abiding by those. A lot of them call for respiratory protection. It may call for rubber gloves, not have it come in contact with your skin. And a lot of times we're using these products with our bare skin, and we're not using anything to help our airway, and we're breathing in those fumes. So consider that next time you're using a product as well. That will help you lessen that toxic load if and when you have to use that product. So how can we avoid these products? How can we avoid these environmental toxins? What can we do to make our lives better? And trust me, less is more in some instances, and this is one of them. So the best place to start is with our food supply. We have GMOs, which is genetically modified organisms, in our food. And what that means is that crop, whatever that crop may be, has been genetically modified to be susceptible, meaning it does not get killed when Roundup is sprayed or any other kind of herbicide, insecticide, etc. So it's been genetically modified so it can grow and thrive. So again, it has been made. It is not something in its natural state. So not only is the crop already been processed or modified, it's then being sprayed with something that helps it grow even faster or better. Not something that I particularly want in my diet. What about you? So some of the things that fall in that category are the corn oil, the canola oil, the cotton, sugar beets, alfalfa, soy, antibiotics. Here's another interesting fact. Antibiotics are commonly administered to our livestock and found in all animal product. And as a matter of fact, 80% of the antibiotics produced are given to livestock. That's a lot of antibiotics that go into animal sources that we are then consuming at the end, at the byproduct. So again, look for potential problems with foods and experiment with eliminating them. So common culprits include your processed packaged refined foods, artificial flavorings and colorings, your wheat, dairy, soy, and eggs. Those are all high inflammatory. We talked about inflammatory in episode 2, but they're also the ones that are more susceptible to creating some kind of an allergy or a reaction with you, and they are heavily processed, which would have that end result on your body or on your skin or in your gut. So again, your body's talking to you, and if you're having symptoms, become a great listener and ask yourself some tough questions. And maybe if you scale back and cut some of these things out and deal with all natural products, you'll start to see those symptoms lessen and remove the toxins from your diet. It doesn't have to be an all or nothing thing, but maybe just once in a while when you have a trigger event happen, something's happening to your body, and you listen, maybe just think about what was the last thing you did. Maybe a day or two ago, did you eat something different? Did you apply something different? Did you use something different? Were you in a different environment where you could have been susceptible to some type of toxin? Products are not required to disclose whether they contain genetically modified organisms, but more and more you will start to see companies get on the bandwagon because they want you to buy their product and they know consumers are becoming smarter. So look for things that actually clearly say that they are GMO free. So do your research. Another thing you can do is pay attention to your personal care or your household products. This is where I say less is more in some instances. We totally forget that we have products right in our kitchens, in our everyday homes that we use for cooking that clearly will work for us for a whole host of other applications. Swapping out some of those loaded with chemicals like artificial dyes, and here's that word fragrances I told you I was going to tap into, for natural products, or maybe use your own like baking soda and vinegar and essential oils, borax, coconut oil, cast iron soap. All of these are great for cleaning, for home health care. You can go to my website or go to my Facebook page and find a whole host of recipes where I share with you natural remedies for you to use, whether it's cleaning, again, for personal care products, or, just to clean your home. So let's talk about the word fragrances and what I mean by that and why I have that, and I'm so passionate about it. When you look at an ingredient listing, and I don't care what it is, it could be anything. It could be your laundry soap, it could be a fragrance that you wear, anything. If it has the word fragrances on it or fragrant, I want you to understand that that word can literally mean up to 3,000 chemicals that company has used to derive that fragrance. That's pretty powerful. So at the beginning when I said that we have been exposed to, or a person on a daily basis can be exposed to almost 5,000 chemicals, if you're using something that just has the word fragrance in it, most of our laundry soap, detergents, things like that, cleaning agents will have that word in the ingredient listing. That is a lot of chemicals that you could come in contact with and not even know it, and you just think it smells like wildflowers. But it's truly not wildflowers you're smelling. It is a chemical cocktail that has been derived by that manufacturer. So again, do your research and make sure that if it says fragrance on it, I would proceed with caution. The skincare industry is unregulated, and according to the Environmental Working Group, 89% of the ingredients used in skincare products have not been assessed for their safety by the Food and Drug Administration or publicly accountable for in what they use. And I mean, that's a scary statistic. There are 85,000 chemicals out there that are being used in the industry that have not been tested for their safety. But yet they're in products we used almost every day. I think that's pretty profound, and it's very scary, quite honestly. I don't want anything in my home, on my body, in my food that I don't know isn't perfectly safe, and I think we would all demand the same for anything else that we're doing in life. When we get in a vehicle, we hope that we're safe. We strap ourselves in and we drive down the road, and I realize that there's always some risk involved with just waking up in the morning, right? But again, we need to do what we can to keep ourselves safe and limit the toxic load that we're putting on ourselves, on our families, and in our homes. And by doing so, your overall health and wellness will improve, trust me. I've made this switch myself. I've switched over to all natural products. I've eliminated all the chemicals out of my home and out of my environment. I want myself to be healthy. As far as breathing, allergy, asthma, those would be the top things that somebody could help reduce in their day-to-day life if you just really focus on what's around you and what's on you. It's pretty amazing if you'll just take the time to, again, listen to your body. It's talking to you. All right, so let's continue on. The Food and Drug Administration does not regulate what natural or what organic really means. So any kind of a label could have natural in its title or organic. And that's perfectly fine if that's how somebody wants to label their product. But I caution you to make sure that if you're using a product that you think is all natural or organic, that you look for the USDA green seal on that product. That is your only guarantee. And again, these things are not regulated by the FDA, and so producers out there can put whatever they want in their packaging. They can sell it however they want. So if you're looking for true 100% organic, make sure you're looking for that USDA green seal on your product if you want to be safe. So again, these things reduce the toxic load on our organs that are responsible for the detoxification and elimination. This is including our gut, which is our immune system, your liver, and definitely your skin. So I would say to you that a good rule of thumb moving forward is, if you're looking to put something, if you're looking to buy a product, whether it's cleaning, personal care, something of that nature, make sure it's something that you would eat. Would you consume that? Would you ingest that in your body? So earlier I talked about the natural remedies, the vinegar, the baking sodas, the coconut oils. Those are all things we have in our kitchen that we use to cook with, right? But they're things that you could also use to clean with, and they're also you can use to make your personal care products, even deodorant. It's pretty amazing. So I want to share with you the environmental working groups. This is a website that I am so fond of. I have used it time and time again to really dive into products, and especially again when I gave you the challenge to turn a product over and look for that ingredient listing. If you can't find it there, go to the environmental working group. It's ewg.org and check out their website. You can put in almost any product that is out there on the market, and it's going to give you a rating. It's going to give you a rating of all the chemicals that are in that product, and it's going to tell you how harmful they are to you. So it'll tell you if it's a known carcinogen, if it's an inhalation hazard. It's going to dive deep into all that for you. So here, I want to just share with you their shopper's guide on pesticides in produce. Now, the Environmental Working Group comes out with this every single year, and they do their own testing on our produce, which I think is pretty amazing. They test the produce to see which ones are dirty, which one are which ones are the top 12 dirty, and which are the top 15 clean. They call it their 12 and 15. So you can see this list here. You can go to their website and look. But every single year this changes, and I was so devastated this year to find out that kale made the dirty list. Kale is such a great source of nutrients for us. It's a superfood is what I call it. A superfood is kale, and I think because kale is becoming more and more popular, again we have to grow more and more of it. That is probably why it made the dirty list. So does that make sense? We have to grow more. Farmers have to do what they can do to produce it more. And so the things that are on the dirty list, I would really recommend and highly recommend that you buy only organic produce if it falls on the dirty 12. Now, if it is on the clean 15, again, I'm an advocate for always buying organic, because you can never go wrong, and you can assure yourself that you're getting the cleanest nutrients you can in your body and not having to worry about the toxins on top of that. So if it is on the clean 15 list, you can definitely buy it, just standard produce, but organic is always the best. Some other good places to look, another website is madesafe.org. They are another great website you can go to, and they're going to share with you products that are made safely for you without a whole bunch of chemicals. But again, environmentalworkinggroup.org or madesafe.org. So I hope this information has been very helpful for you to understand what toxins are, how they get in our homes, our bodies, and in our food. And maybe next time you'll take some time when you start to use a product, take a look at it, and ask yourself how toxic this might be to me. I really hope you've enjoyed this. I hope you give this video a thumbs up. Share it with your friends and family or someone who can benefit from it. And again, I'll see you next month as we continue with this Health Warrior series in episode 4. Until then, be whole. Hi, I'm Bridget Esslinger with the Health and Wellness Boot Camp, and I just want to ask you a personal question. Have you ever thought about your toxic load and how many chemicals you might be exposed to every single day and what that might be doing to your overall health and wellness? Next time you're getting ready throughout the day, think about the products that you may use or come in contact with or maybe even consume. And think about the toxic load on your body. This can be anywhere from personal care products to your cleaning products to the food we eat, and maybe looking at ingredient listings to see what kind of chemicals your body comes in contact with. When we reduce our toxic load, our overall health and wellness performs optimally. And again, I don't want to just be substandard. I want to perform optimally. So next time that you're looking for personal care products or cleaning products, look at the ingredient listing. On a day-to-day basis, the average human can come in contact with well over 5,000 chemicals. That is an astonishing number. And when we do that day after day, that's very taxing on our immune system. And our immune system is our defense mechanism, which keeps us healthy. So next time, take a look at those products, look at your ingredient listing, see how many chemicals you can come up with, and be whole. Hi, I'm Bridget Esslinger with the Health and Wellness Bootcamp, and today I'd like to share with you how you can reduce your toxic load in your day-to-day environments. So often we get up and we apply so many products to ourselves, we take a shower, etc., with maybe cleaning products, but how can you reduce that toxic load, and how can we be more aware about what we're putting on our body? So did you know that over 89% of the ingredients in cosmetics and beauty products are not regulated by the FDA, and almost 85,000 chemicals have never been tested for their overall safety? That is pretty profound and astonishing if you ask me. If I'm going to apply something on my body or put something in my environment, I want to be assured that it is safe for me to use and for my family. So next time you're looking at a product, maybe go to the Environmental Working Group, it's EWG.org, investigate that product, do your research, and make sure that it is safe for you and safe for your family, and make sure that you're not doing something detrimental to your overall health and wellness. These things can change in a heartbeat. Our bodies do a great job of doing the detoxification for us, but the more we can help them out, the better off we'll be, and we'll live an abundant life. So be whole. Hi, I'm Bridget Esslinger with Health and Wellness Bootcamp, and today I want to share with you what our largest detoxification organs are. So the first one is our skin, and the second one is our liver. So every day when we are doing our day-to-day activities and we don't realize the toxins that our body comes in contact with, our skin and our liver are helping us out by detoxing them from our system. So little did you know that over 5,000 chemicals we come in contact with on a day-to-day basis. So as a consumer, I want to know what's in my product and what I can do to help myself to reduce my toxic load. And by doing that, we read the ingredient listing on the back of a product. And many products are deemed generally safe. And when I say generally safe, that means that they probably are safe if you weren't using them every single day, and you were probably abiding by the precautions and limitations on the product itself by maybe wearing the appropriate PPE, the personal protective equipment, and maybe using the respiratory equipment that they're telling you to use when you use the product. So next time, when you pick up a product to use it, make sure that you do understand what the ingredients are in the product. Are they generally safe for you to use? And are you protecting you and your family from the harshness that they exude when you use them, whether it's in the environment or on yourself? And another thing is, our food supply is also contaminated with toxins. Did you know that over 80% of the antibiotics that are produced are given to livestock, and we are eating that as the end consumer? So that's pretty amazing that all of the probiotics, or excuse me, all the antibiotics that are being generated today are going into our livestock. So when I have one recommendation for you, and that is to make sure that you eat all organic food if you can. Choose the best quality food and look at your products, look at your labels, and make sure you're protecting you and your family. Until next time, be whole.